Yes, yes, yes. Your girl is back with another petty pop up. Real heavy on the petty. I'm just here to state my petty opinion. Okay, everything said in this video is alleged and in my opinion and used for educational and entertainment purposes. All right. Melody Cherie has set these YouTube streets on fire as if they wasn't already hot. So this is my review recap, however you want to say it, for episode number 24 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Rodger that. Yes, indeed. Okay, so the first scene is Chris and Nell on their date night. They went to Nell's favorite place, some place called Reflections. Nell says that dancing is their love language, that she has been a dancer her whole life. And I think Chris is kind of like TikTok famous for his little dance moves. I never really seen it, but I had heard that he does like TikToks or something where he's dancing and stuff. I think that's kind of cute. So they show them on the dance floor. This picture is kind of dark. You probably can't see it really good. But yeah, they was cutting the rug, honey. I said, get it, Nell. Get it, girl. Okay, so they settle down and get something to drink. Nell's asking him how was work, typical husband and wife banter. And then she gets down to telling Fletcher about her conversation with Hotel. She was trying to explain that she believes that Mel's name change and ceremony is hitting him hard, and their conversation went kind of left and it really upset her. So Chris says, well, do I need to talk to Hotel? He asking her, do he need to talk to Hotel? That's not her decision, sir. You the man. That's not her decision. Anyway, um, Nell goes on to continue to tell him how he blew all up and went to yelling at her and this and that. And Chris then says, well, was he mad at you or was he mad at the situation? Like, doesn't matter. Don't matter who he was mad at. He had no business talking to that woman like that, period. Okay. So they continue talking and they get it out and he says he'll speak to him and then the conversation kind of turned a little giddy. They started speaking about Mel's name change ceremony, and Nell was saying, like, what do you think is gonna happen? Because she was like, Mel does everything over the top, like, do you think like she's gonna marry herself and Chris was like, do you think she's gonna marry a name? Yeah, y'all sound dumb now. Ain't nobody finna marry theyself and ain't nobody finna marry no name. But I really don't think that they were trying to be malicious. I just think they just goofy. They cute. They're a cute little couple. Now I got my eye on Nell for a minute, but anyway, they're a cute little couple. I really don't think they meant anything by what they were saying. It was just I really think they do support Mel and they are friends to Mel. And in their own way, they're trying to be neutral and they're trying to be friends to both of them. They're just going to find out in the long run that that's not going to work. But I really don't think they meant anything by what they were saying. It was just normal banter between a married couple. And did y'all catch when Chris said Nell was his favorite dance partner? And Nell said, I'm your only dance partner. Did y'all catch that part? I caught it. Well, anyway, that's all I really got from this scene. It was just Nell informing Chris about the conversation that took place with Martell and how he kind of got out of pocket. And Chris said that he would speak to him. Okay. All right. Next scene. The next scene is Stormy and Tiffany. Looks like they're at like a home. It's not a Home Goods. I can't remember the name of the place, but it's like a home decorating store. And this is where Stormy and Tiffany meet up in Stormy's attempt to mediate between Tiffany and Kiki. I guess she's trying to be the peacemaker. Now, first thing Tiffany said was when she walked in is that I didn't know Kiki could be so relevant and irrelevant at the same time. And Stormy says, like, girl, just stop it. Like, what you doing? And that's when Tiffany comes with all this what? Like she didn't understand like why Stormy didn't receive the shade that she had been throwing out. Because that's all Tiffany ever does is throw shade. So anyway, they get to talking and I was just confused by Stormy um trying to be the peacemaker because as we were introduced to her and at a witch of a mama she got and their behavior at Mel's tea party, I was just confused. Like, what you trying to do? Like every episode that we see, she's a different person. Like I do not believe she is authentic in who she is because we already know she a hood rat. But every episode, she's a different person. Just like in the last episode when Kiki threw the drink, she was sitting there quiet as a church mouse. She ain't had nothing to say then. And then when they was at Madani, when Destiny had her reopening, and she was telling Destiny, this not what it is. You feel me? She was talking all that hood crap, trying to say that. I believe she was trying to tell Destiny that her and Melody weren't really friends. That it's not what it looked like. That ain't what it is. Don't get it. Confused. Like in other words, I'm trying to play this. I'm trying to play her. You know. So I might be talking to her, but that ain't what it really is. That's what I got from it anyway. And so as they continue to talk, um, Tiffany makes the mistake of saying, "Well, is this Stormy stirring the pot?" Stormy went hood on her. She was like, "Don't do that." She said, "I ain't got to stir nothing. Don't do that." She's like, "Let's sit down because, this is getting kind of weird for me." I'm glad they went and sat down and tried to hash it out. But Tiffany was really acting oblivious to what she been doing and what she been saying that she has always done and always said. Stormy basically trying to tell her, look, you need to shut your mouth before you get beat, before you get knocked in it. Basically, that's what you need to do. You around here talking all this crap and you're not prepared to get physical about it. So you might want to close your mouth. It's just a lot of the stuff Tiffany say is just baseless. It's like, you know, it's just petty. It's like, me and my friends, we last thing we gonna be talking about is another woman. We talking about how to get money. We talking about money move. We talking about financial access, and we talking about things going on in the world. We not talking about who to move across town. Who cares? That is the last thing that interests me is somebody else personal situation. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand her interests because she calling Kiki irrelevant, but she the most irrelevant person on the show. That's why I believe that she always throwing shade because she's trying to secure her spot. She don't have nothing else to talk about. Lou not really filming with her because he's out working, So she's trying to make sure she keep a spot on this show. And she made the statement that in my world, I have people around me that are moving forward and doing things with their life. Well, go get on their show then. You got friends that's doing all this moving and shaking while you over here. Go move and shake with them. And she was saying in her confessional, she don't understand why Kiki trying to put a wedge between her and Stormy. The same reason you trying to put a wedge between Kiki and everybody else. Because you ain't got nothing else to do and you ain't got no storyline. She was trying to insinuate that she thought it was just an innocent jab. So like if I say this and the other person says that or whatever, yeah, but they not innocent jabs though. These are actual personal attacks on that woman for absolutely no reason. And I just do not understand the pettiness. Like, that is the pettiest thing ever. Like, why won't you focus on what's going on in your life? You such a good businesswoman and you have all this other stuff going on. Why all we ever see is you talking about other people and being messy? I just don't, that don't match. It don't add up. Um yeah, I don't like this. I like that Stormy is trying to call herself the peacemaker, but I don't believe her portrayal. Like I said, I believe she's a different person every time we see her, because I happen to know that Stormy watches the blogs, and I feel like she's trying to win at all costs. I remember her going back and forth with the bloggers not too long ago. I remember her getting down in people's comments, trying to make it seem like they were not telling the truth about these lawsuits and these people suing her. I remember her and her mother getting online making statements about Melody and Melody's business as if she could ever compare to Melody and what Melody is doing. That's not your lane, honey. Worry about you and your business. That's what you need to be doing, not making comments on somebody like you the only person in the world doing hair care. Do y'all know how many people who produce hair care products? There is room in the market for everybody. It's hundreds of different vendors and people who are creating hair care products, and ain't none of them broke. Cause we support all of them. So why she have such a problem with competition with Mel? Honey, you courted her to get on her show. I really think she thought she was going to get on this show and take over. I don't know if anybody encouraged her to believe that, honey, but you must not know about the fans of this show. You must not know what a millimeter is, honey. You must not. You must not. If you thought that was going to happen. But anyway, that's all I really got from this scene. I just thought it was funny how Stormy is trying to portray herself as the peacemaker when we know that behind the scenes, she is the one that's actually throwing all the stones. Her makeup artist, they're heavily involved in all of the drama that's ensuing. I remember her acting like she couldn't stand Kiki after they went on their little spa date when Tisha had the little spy thing. So it's just like you don't know what you're gonna get from her. You don't know what angle she gonna come from next time. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't. I mean, I have to really just take it with a grain of salt because I don't believe what I see from some of these people on this show, because some of them are acting or attempting to act or what they think, acting is. But anyway, that's all I got from this one. Okay, so the next scene. Yes, 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 honey. The meat and potatoes of this episode. It's Mel's name changing ceremony. Yes, honey. I wanted to see Marcus. I didn't see Marcus in this episode, but I guess he was out of town or something. I couldn't make it. But I loved Mel was sitting there getting her makeup done. Mama Van walked in and said, "Today's the day. We made it here." Um, Mel asked if the orchestra was playing outside. Baby, Mel had an orchestra, honey. She said, yes, everything is lovely. Everything was looking lovely. It was gorgeous. Mel looked at herself in the mirror and she was ready to go out and present herself at her name changing ceremony. So Mel goes out. They play her song. Oh my God, that is a beautiful song. I was like, go ahead, Melody Cherie. And then it was her birthday on top of that. I said, double. Look at them. Look at God. Look at them blessings. It was love. It was good. It was beautiful. Everything was beautiful. Mel had a pastor there and he gave like a blessing of prosperity over her business, over her children. It was just divine. I had never seen a name changing ceremony. The event planner Gigi did her thing. Y'all remember last episode when she was thinking about getting some letters to spell out the name, like 4 foot letter? I don't remember how tall they were, but I mean, didn't those like set it off? Like that just really kind of like set off the event. I thought that was such a good idea. And so Mel walks in, the pastor does his blessing, and Mel had prepared like a vow that she was gonna do. And after she was speaking to the crowd, Mama Van comes up to give her speech. Baby, when I tell you, when a dry eye in the house, including my house, baby, I lost it a couple of times. It was just so beautiful. It was such a beautiful event. I loved every minute of it, and I was just loving everything that Mama Van was saying. And Mama Van said that she showed many that an obstacle is not a defeat, that she has led by example, and that she has been steadfast and unmovable, anchored in her faith. I said, say it, Mama Van. Mama Van has been so supportive. I just love the way she loved and support her daughter. I mean, they need to, the producers of this show really missed the mark here, because I really feel like Mel deserves like a special, like a 30-minute, 45-minute special, because I wanted to see it all, honey. I wanted to see all the details. That woman had a whole orchestra in her backyard. She had the flower arrangement. I wanted to see the drink station, the cake. I wanted to see all of that. I wanted to see the display, the balloons. I wanted to see all. We didn't get to. We just got a glance at it, and it was like very short, because I just feel like for what this woman has endured and what she has contributed to this show, she deserved this moment. And I just feel a little bit cheated. Now, this is me. This is how I feel. This ain't got nothing to do with how Melody feels. This is my opinion over here, okay? So I just really felt like for such an unusual event that we may never ever see again, they kind of just miss the opportunity to really show gratitude and appreciation to this woman for having brought this idea, to the network. And I really don't think they listen to their fan base, because their fan base is telling them what they want to see. Every time I see Mama Van on the screen, I am inspired. I love listening to her. She is a God-fearing woman. You can just feel the love and the goodness coming from her. You can tell that she is a good person. And it's so many women. This is your fan base. Your fan base is black women. So black women do not want to see black women abused. You're not going to feed that to me and make me eat it, because I'm not going to eat that. People nowadays are so smart. They're waking up from the bull. All this toxic masculinity that we're seeing on TV, that stuff is going, people is not sitting down for that no more. So if they were smart, they will listen to their fan base. And I'm not saying that you need to do exactly what the fans tell you to do, but you need to move in a different direction. When your fan base is telling you that this is what they want to see more of, you would be remiss if you didn't try to provide that. You wouldn't be doing your job, because you're basically killing your own show. Y'all are killing your own show. But anyway, Mama Van's speech was great. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I seen all the people wiping their eyes. It wasn't a dry eye in the house. It wasn't no ugly people there neither. I said, honey, baby, all these people is some good looking people. I know a lot of them was Mel's relatives. And I just was looking at all those beautiful beautiful women sitting up there. I say, baby, the Rodgers ain't got no ugly people in their family, honey. Them was some beautiful people sitting up there. Okay, so I was just wanting to say, hey, y'all need to give Gigi, look, she need to be passing out her business cards, because the rest of them gonna be trying to use her for their events, because honey, she did that. All right. Okay, so this is just a screen grab of the orchestra and the people setting up for the event, because we didn't get to really view a lot of that. Got a lot of these screen grabs from Mel's Facebook. So we didn't get to see any of this on the show. We didn't get to see the Eminem kids. The Eminem kids was there with their mama, baby. She had them looking good too. They was ready, honey. I wish we could have seen them on the show, but we're gonna save that one for another video. This is a happy video. We are only congratulating and congratulating Melody Cherie on her journey, honey. That's all we doing on this video. We not going with that BS. And one thing I also want to say, baby, Melody Cherie know how to throw a party, honey. That girl know how to party. She was going around and talking with her guests and having fun. And I just came to I came to a couple of conclusions myself because I'm watching just like y'all watching. I don't know these people personally. I can only evaluate what I'm being presented. You know what I mean? I just feel like that Melody is the kind of person, she is exactly who she says she is. That's all I have seen from her. And all these naysayers who come up with all this negativity, honey, that's people who are not brave enough to do what she has done. It's women right now sitting in the house with a bum and wish they could figure out a way. Sometimes you got to plan your exit. Sometimes you can't just, especially if you got kids and you got ties, sometimes you got to be smart. You got to figure out a plan. You got to work on it. But a lot of people are jealous. There's a lot of jealousy that comes behind this woman, and I don't blame them. I understand why they're jealous. Baby, Mel is out here doing the thing on thing. So, those people who are jealous, people will hate you for whatever you do. Those people who hate, they'll hate you for whatever it is you're doing. They ain't really got to have no reason. But some people are not brave enough to do what she has done or is doing. And that's why she gets a lot of hate. But anyway, we're not worried about them naysayers. We're not worried about them today. So anyway, the next part of the scene, Nell tells Mel that she needs to speak to her. Okay. And Nell tells Mel, I seen your ex-husband. She said, well, she was telling her that she was proud of her. She did congratulate her and tell her that she was proud of her. But then she gets down to why she's really there. And Mel in her confessional saying, now, what's so important? You want to talk about it right now. That's why I do not ever really feel the need to defend Melody Cherie, because Melody Cherie can defend herself, honey. Yes, she can. So Nell finally spits it out. She's over there just rambling, talking all this nonsense about what Martell said. Ooh, and somebody tapped Nell on the shoulder. Psst, psst, Nell, don't nobody care what Martell said. Okay. Anyway, Nell told a little lie there. She says, Martell said, hey, Nell, did you hear about Mel wanting to have her name changed? That's not what happened. That's not what I heard. I wish I could screen grab y'all. I just hadn't had a chance to really try to figure all that out yet. But I wanted to be able to play what was actually said right here. But what she said was, she told Martell, I was invited to a name change and I will be attending. Okay, do we all remember that correctly? We all remember that the same. Because that's what she said. Martell didn't bring it to her. She brought it to him. Now, that's my only bone with Nell right now, because why are you doing that? As a friend, why are you doing that? I think that in her own way, she believes that's what she needs to do to be antagonistic sometimes on this show. And we can't lose sight of the fact that this is a show. And I understand that they're producing a show. I get it. But why couldn't she have this day? Why couldn't you invite Mel to lunch and say, hey, Mel, let's talk about this or whatever some other day? Why did you have to come to her name changing ceremony and talk about her ex-husband? Now, who want to hear what the ex-husband got to say at the name changing ceremony? Come on now. Come on now. Let's not act like we simple. Mel Mel listened to that shit for about 3.5 seconds, and then she went on and had to go ahead and get Nell together. And she was like, okay, that's typical narcissist behavior. She was like, boy, you did not make me, and neither did your name. She was like, yeah, he controlling. She was like, yeah, he's a controlling narcissist. That's why I'm celebrating today. She said she told Nell she went in her Barbie slash teacher voice, and she said, you know what? He's not here, and the spirit of division and the spirit of pitting women against each other either. That's not here. So I'm not worried about the past. I'm worried about my future. Now let's go eat. Something like that. She really did have to put Nell in her place. Like, girl, ain't nobody worried about Martell. This is not about Martell. This is my day. And why are you coming up in here talking about him? Like, I just really could not find a good reason for her to be doing that other than her thinking that that was, what was expected or what she needed to do to kind of secure her spot on this show. Honey, you don't have to do that. I mean, you could have done that. And I know Mel understands because she's an executive producer. I know she saw that for just what it is and she snapped it in the bud. But you didn't have to do that at that ceremony. You could have called her. Y'all could have went had some drinks or something. Y'all could have had y'all girl time or whatever. And y'all could have discussed it if it even needed to be discussed. Y'all could have done that at some other time other than this very, very, very special occasion. You know what I mean? That just was like, that was a little classless right there. And I was like, I don't really feel like she was being malicious. I think that she just doesn't really understand this TV thing. She trying to figure this TV thing out. I'm trying to give her a break, y'all. Okay, y'all see, I'm working real hard over here trying to give her out. Okay, I think she was trying to, figure out a way to work it in, but it just was really completely unnecessary. She really should have done that on another day and not at that ceremony. Let Mel have that day, baby. She deserves it. She has earned it. Okay. So, last thing I'm sure that she wanted to hear was anything about her ex. Okay. So, I hate to even move on, y'all, because this was like the meat and the potatoes of the episode for me. I love every second of it, and I think I probably done talked about it longer than they did. But I think she deserved more. She deserved to be showcased on her own show. I really do feel like they could have done more. I was just disappointed in how short her little moment was. But anyway, so y'all, the next scene we get to was a filler scene that they could have kept. We get Stormy talking to Kyle Ivanko, who is the COO of Canvas Beauty. Did y'all know this? Never knew. Never knew. Never met this person, didn't know this person. She is speaking about transforming her business. She is saying that she's celebrating 5 years and she is in a better position to be able to scale her company to the next level. All right, now hold on a minute, Stormy. Before you scale to the next level, did you send them people their products? Because from what I hear, you got people waiting on products from Black Friday last year. And you talk about scaling to the next level. Hold on, let's get this level together first. Now, let's not move too fast. Wait a minute. So, the COO is speaking about how they almost lost everything. Evidently, there's been some financial trouble within the company. And he was brought in, I assume, to help get things back together. And he was saying that you cannot let other people take advantage of the company. So, my question is, who is the other people that was taking advantage of the company? Because she keeps going back to this postpartum and this fake crying that she tries to do when she's trying to garner sympathy. And she keeps talking about when she was pregnant and she was on bed rest and talking about an employee was stealing in 2022. July? Did she say July or June of 2022? Okay. So If an employee was stealing in June of 2022 and they were forging your signature and you had postpartum and you were on bed rest when all of this was happening, why are you getting sued in 2023? Uh, I remember the finance company sued her and won. UPS sued her and won. American Express sued her and won. This is all 2023, right? And the interior designer sued her. The employees were saying they not being paid, honey. So you mean to tell me the employee did all that? How the employee did all that a year ago when all this stuff is current? This is 2023 stuff. So that's not really making no sense. It seems like a piss poor attempt to place all the blame on an employee as if your company was about to fail because of an incident with an employee while you were pregnant or while you were on bed rest or whatever. But that's just not gonna fly because um the employee had access to your relationship with UPS. They had access to your relationship with American Express. They had access to your relationship with the interior designer who decorated your home. They had access to the finance company that was financing. I don't think they have that kind of access. If they stole money, how much did they steal? Did they steal it all? Is that the reason why you're trying to lay it all on them? Because that don't really make no sense. And then if the person did all that, what did you do about it? Who is this person? We ain't never heard nothing about this. I think this is just a poor attempt to try to lay this off as it wasn't me mismanaging my company. It wasn't me. This was an employee who did this to me. I don't buy it at all. Not for a second. Not with none of them fake tears. Because with all that wiping at her eyes she doing, I didn't see not a tear fall. Not one. And side note, why she got that big ass portrait of Courtney in the background? Is this her office or something? Like I know that's her husband, right? But you're in a business meeting, right? Why would you have a picture that big of your husband in that office? Like, is she trying to place that there to show that they was doing a portrait? Like, see, these people be stunting for no reason. Like, I don't even understand. Like, why would she have a picture that big in her office where she's doing business? Like, y'all ever seen that before? I ain't never seen that before. I don't know. It just struck me as crazy because I was like, what is that in the background? I looked at it and it's got like a picture, like a smaller picture attached to it as if, because I know like people do have portraits made of themselves to place around in their homes, I know that. But I was just like, would that be in her office or would that be in a room where they would be working on that? Like, why would that be? I don't know. I don't know. It was just out of place. I don't know. It just grabbed my attention. I was like, what the hell is that in the background? Then her and that fake crying girl sat down. I don't believe none of that. Sure don't. Were it not for how you came on the show with all of those fakeness, you done showed us that you fake and hood, and you revert back to the hood, anytime you feel threatened. Like, I didn't know that hood and corporate went together. I don't believe that it does. But anyway, we'll see how this pans out. Because I think Black Titanic still looking for you. Okay, y'all. So that's enough for Stormy. She gonna have to decide who she is and present that before we could believe anything she's saying. Cause I don't believe a word that she is saying. Okay, y'all. All right. So the next scene, the Fletcher's family dinner. Look at this kitchen, y'all. I said, go ahead, Nell, baby. Nell had. Y'all, did y'all see them place a food girl? I wanted to give me a screen grab. I couldn't get a screen grab of a food girl. Baby, I say, is them greens on that plate? I say, you let me find out. Nell can commandeer the kitchen, honey. Yes, indeed. I was like, well, is y'all inviting friends over? Because we could be friends. Because I would really like to see what you talking about in that kitchen, Nell. Anyway, y'all. So, we learn more about the Fletchers. We find out that the Fletchers both each came into the marriage with a child, which is great. That's their business. Okay. They have 4 beautiful kids. Chris had a daughter and Nell had a son, Lance, when they first got married, and they had two together, which are Chris Jr. and Kayla. They also have a niece by the name of Kiki. Baby, them Kiki's something else, honey. They have a niece by the name of Kiki that they had a hand in raising, and she comes to the dinner as well. So they sit down to dinner, y'all. Babe, I wanted me some of them greens and cornbread. So anyway, they get to the dinner. Nell tells Kiki. Well, Kiki was working at, I guess, at Nell's daycare. Nell said that she had to fire Kiki. So she asked Kiki, was she working? Kiki said, yeah, she working. So she must have got another job because she told Uncle Daddy, Chris Fletcher, that she had got another job, but she got fired from that job too. But she claims to have gotten another job since then. So Nell asked her, well, why'd you get fired from that job? She said because she didn't have proper child care. And but she got it together now and she's working. So Nell said that she said that she asked her why didn't she tell her? And she said, well, I had to hear it from Chris. Why you didn't tell me? And she said, well, I was gonna tell you today. But I wanted to fix the problem before I came to you because I didn't want to hear your mouth. Baby. I said, yes, indeed. So Nell said, you're going to hear my mouth anyway because I'm the one helping you. Y'all heard that? You going to hear my mouth anyway because I'm the one helping you. That ain't nothing but right. Every mama in the world can identify with that because all these kids be needing all this help, but they want to be grown and don't want to hear nothing you got to say. They don't need your advice. Well, if you don't need my advice and you can't listen to what I'm saying, then you don't need my money neither. That's how I feel about it. Because I know sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes mama delivery is whack. Mama message is good, but mama delivery is whack. I can identify with that. I really do. And I've had to temper myself and say, well, look, let me calm down. Let me speak to you about this another time when I'm calm and I can, but let me tell y'all something. You can't be asking nobody for their money and don't want to hear the advice that come along with it. Cause see that my advice and my money, they go hand in hand. So if you don't want the advice, guess what? You don't need the money neither. Okay? And that was just a little bit too disrespectful for me because the way my mom and my aunt and my grandmother and them helped me and my sisters coming up, it is just no way I would ever be disrespectful. Even if I had to eat it, y'all. Even if I had to take a dig. If I take a dig, especially if I'm asking you for your money, or I'm asking you for your time, or I'm asking you for your help in any way. Oh yes, that comes along with it. But these kids nowadays, they so soft. They can't take no critique, no criticism, even though the parent is in their best way trying to prepare them for life, trying to give them a leg up on how to handle situations. They can't handle it, y'all. They just cannot handle it. And just to hear her say that she didn't want to hear her mouth. Well, if you don't want to hear her mouth, then you don't need her money neither. Carry on. All right, y'all. So then we get to the baby boy, Chris Jr. And we find out that Chris Jr. recently went to jail or was arrested for something or other. And there is a dispute that they took his dogs. Well, I guess they had to go get him because he went to jail. And they had to take the dog to the vet. They end up with a $3,800 vet bill. Okay? $3,800 vet bill for a dog. Okay? And then they had to pay an additional $6,000 to bail him out of jail. Y'all do the math. That's $10,000, y'all. Okay? So they done paid $10,000 of their money out their pocket to bail him and his dog out of jail. And he says, Nell says that he wasn't getting the dog back till he paid them their money back. Now, realistically, Nell, how soon is he gonna be able to pay you $10,000 back? Like, what do the child do for a living? Do he have a job? Is this even doable? Let's start there. Like, come on now. Many of us parents know we've had to help our kids, and it's not wrong for her to demand payment or to expect some type of payment back for what they have done. But which one of y'all kids got $10,000 laying around they can just pay you back with it? I don't know. But anyway, so they go back and forth, and he mad. He want his dog back, and he don't want to hear what Nell have to say because Nell's like most moms. Like I say, mom sometimes mom delivery is whack. It don't mean what she's saying is wrong. It's just that mom get emotional because just like she said, sometimes mamas have to do a lot, y'all. They require a lot of us, and they expect us to be just calm and like nuns when we dealing with all that, and that's just not how things work. Sometimes you do get emotional. Sometimes you do get upset. And I just want to point out, y'all, do y'all see what's the oldest girl name? Her name is Alexis, the one that come in with her husband. Y'all look at everybody else's plate and look at his plate. I don't know his name, honey, but that thing tore up everything on that plate. I mean, it ain't nothing but bones on that plate, honey. You hear me? That boy tore that food up. And I probably would have been just like him. If I would have been at this empty place down here, maybe I would have been 10. I love me some mustard greens. I see some macaroni and cheese on there. I see some greens and cornbread, baby. I would have tore that food up too, baby. I don't blame you. Probably been a long time since you had a meal that good. But anyway, y'all. Um. So anyway, y'all, that's pretty much the end of the episode. Um. They show a continuation of the dinner scene, the family dinner scene, where the oldest daughter says that um Chris didn't even wasn't there for her until she was like 28, and Chris was like, "Come home, get your ass out of here." Chris wasn't trying to hear that shit. Mel is speaking to somebody about finding love again, saying that she got an international vagina. I said, "All right now, yes indeed, I'm here for it, Mel. I'm here for all of it." Chris FaceTimes Martell. Martell still ain't got out them people's house, and he gonna say to Martell, "Don't be talking to his wife, baby. That is not how you handle that, honey. I don't know where y'all from, honey, but baby, you could that would not fly in Louisiana, honey. It don't work. It don't work like that, honey. I got nephews, a brother, baby. Isn't baby? Somebody heads would have rolled. Ain't no way that conversation would have went like that. Cause men around here, they already know. There's some things you just do not do. Anyway, they also showed where Tiffany and Kiki are gonna meet up, and Tiffany brings the baby. Like, girl, why you brought that baby? And y'all finna get jiggy up in here. Like, why you brought the baby? So anyway, what do y'all rate this episode? I thought this one was good, y'all. I'm gonna give this one a 9. The only reason I'm not gonna give it a 10 is because I feel like they owed Mel more. They could have given her a little more time, a little more camera time with her name changing ceremony. I would have liked to have seen that. And did y'all notice they kept saying 2 bottles of wine? A couple of bottles of wine, 2 bottles of wine. Martell brought them people 2 measly bottles of wine for a dinner party. Now, do y'all know how quick somebody gonna drink? Baby, I could have drank one of them bottles of wine by myself. On a good night, I would have drunk both of them. So who he was servicing with them 2 little bottles of wine? What was that? Baby, why you ain't bring them people a case of wine? Girl, who are these people? Who are these people and who raised y'all? Oh, I know. Never mind. I know she probably drunk it all. Your mom, Marlene probably drunk it all up. That's why he ain't had but 2 bottles left. Because that is just unacceptable. Anyway, you mean to tell me you a wine vendor and you bring somebody 2 bottles of wine? Okay, anyway, let's move on. I still say they missed the mark with the name changing ceremony on the production company, Kingdom Reign, whoever it was. She deserved more. I really believe she deserved more. I think there is a tone of jealousy involved around this woman, and I can't blame them. I can see why they would be jealous. I just think it's really, really, really unprofessional. Um, I think the fan base is really on the money the viewership is telling y'all what they want, and they really want to see more Mama Van. I don't know what the holdup is or why they're reluctant to show Mama Van, but they really should show her more. I like it. I was inspired by it. I love seeing it. I mean, it's just a feel good moment, and who don't need a feel good moment, right? Did y'all peeped out how Nell lied, huh? How she flipped it. She didn't tell the whole truth about how this whole conversation even came about. Even though I really want to tell Nell, nobody cares. Nobody gives a damn about what Martell think, honey. Nobody. Um, also, we see Stormy trying to rebrand herself before our very eyes. Like I said, she needs to do some self discovery and find out who she is, and then try to present it to us. Because every time I see her, she on something different. I don't know what to say. I don't know who she really is. I don't know if she know who she really is. And there was one more thing that I noticed in this whole episode. Did y'all notice something in this episode? I liked it a whole lot. There were no Scots in this episode, which is what makes it. I'll give it a 9.5 just because of that, honey. Baby, I really do think that the Fletchers are an adequate replacement for all of that trash because they all can go. They offer nothing. They're not worth nothing. Who wants to see that toxic narcissism? Nobody wants to see that toxic masculinity being performed on both of those women and that pick me behavior that they putting on. Nobody wants to see it. Like I said, y'all, 9.5 for me. What do y'all think? I would love to hear y'all opinions. Get down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Well, thank you guys for watching. That's all I got. Until the next time. Peace.